When Joan was only 1 year old, she already knew where she was going. Going right, left, no, straight on. When she was 5, she was writing, "Dear Father Christmas, I don't want a doll, and I don't want a big red ball. What I want is a pair of silk stockings, and I mean silk, not artificial." She was 12 before she got her first pair of silk stockings, and they were artificial. See, all the other girls are waiting to catch the bus. And waiting. Look at her, here she comes, straight for the milk van. Is she going to get a lift? She is. At 18, she's a working girl and she still knows what she wants. A boy wants to take her to the movies, twice a week, if she'll let him. She would rather have a dinner at the best hotel in town, even if he can only take her once a month. There she is, that tall, skinny girl. Will he take her? He will. She's 25 now, and in one thing she's never changed. She still knows where she's going.
Good evening, Miss Webster.
Good evening, Leon. Hello, darling.
I got your telegram. I thought you were spending your holiday at home.
Oh, I'm sorry, darling, but you see me every weekend or nearly. Did you bring my money?
Yes. Here you are. £47, 10 and 9. Would you sign the receipt and count the money?
You don't mind my taking it all out?
It's your own money. As your bank manager, I prefer you to leave the account open. As your father, nothing for me, thank you.
Oh, but you must have something tonight. You'll have a sherry. You know you love sherry.
And the usual for you, Miss Webster?
Thank you.
What do you mean, the usual?
He meant gin and Dubonnet.
You've no consideration whatever for my position.
Oh, darling, be reasonable. Just think of all these girls here. They've all got fathers who have positions.
Not everybody's father's a bank manager. Thank you, miss.
Darling, please stop being a bank manager for once. Just be my father for tonight.
Now, look here, Joan. I've come all the way here from Eccleshall. And you know I don't like being seen in expensive places like this. And you know what my clients will say if...
Daddy, I'm going to be married.
What?
Your table, Miss Webster.
Thank you, Fred. Let's go in, darling. Bring me a drink.
Diamond, huh? Who is he?
Excuse me.
That's your works pass of the CCI. You can't marry Consolidated Chemical Industries.
Can't I?
There's no other name on this except your own. And you can't
Just
mean...
what I do mean.
Robert Berenger's one of the wealthiest men in England.
Anything wrong with the soup, Miss Webster?
Oh, we were talking. It's cold now. Will you take it away?
Certainly.
Now, look here, Joan. Stop acting. Not Lady Bellinger yet.
Anyway, you'll come with me to the station.
Tonight?
I'm picking up the Scotch Express there.
You're going to Glasgow?
Further, the Western Isles.
Have you got your ticket? There's bound to be a queue.
It's all arranged. Everything's arranged. I'm going to an island called Killoran.
Where is it?
In the Hebrides. It takes a day and a night to get there. It's his island. He's there already. We're going to be married there, away from people.
Have you ever been there?
Often.
What?
In my dreams. He's told me all about it. There's an old house, and the wars are a million miles away. There are the famous sands and sheep and birds and grey Atlantic seals.
Bellinger must be nearly as old as I am.
And what's wrong with you, darling? Come on, Daddy, let's dance.
No, Joan.
Oh, come on, Daddy, you can dance. You taught me to dance. Good evening, Hunter.
Good evening, Miss. Follow me. Excuse me. I hope you will be comfortable, miss.
Thanks, Mr. Hunter.
I managed to prevent them from putting you over the wheel.
It's lovely, Hunter.
See you in the morning, Miss Webster.
Yes, please.
We get in at 6:30. If I call you half an hour before, will that be all right?
Yes, thank you.
Very good, Miss Webster. Thanks, Mr. Hunter.
It was very clever of you to get a sleeper, Hunter.
Sir Robert's orders, miss.
Not so easy these days, all the same.
We have our method, sir.
This is my father,
How do you do, sir? Here is an itinerary that I had prepared at Sir Robert's desire. Would you be so good as to study it? You will see that when you arrive at Glasgow, you change to Buchanan Street Station. Mr. McAllister, a director of the Bellinger Metal Works, will meet you on your arrival at the Central. You arrive at Oban in Argyllshire at 11:30.
Just leaving, sir.
No, almost, Mr. Excuse me.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, Hunter. Goodbye, Daddy, darling. Send me a wire. I'll be back in a week. Hunter will give you the address.
Goodbye, my darling. God bless you.
Goodbye, Hunter.
Goodbye, miss. My very best wishes for your future happiness.
And don't forget to write.
And, darling, don't worry about me. I know where I'm going.
I know where I'm going, and I know who's going with me. I know who I love, but the dear knows who I'll marry.
Miss Webster's journey from Manchester to Isle of Killorn, Scotland. Manchester. Departure 1:10 a.m. from platform 1. First class.
Some say he's black, but I
Preston.
say he's
2:27 a.m.
fairest of them all, my handsome, winsome Johnny.
Glasgow. Motorship Lochinvar. 1:15 p.m. Sails from the Western Isles.
I know where I'm going, and I know who's going with me. I know who I love, but the dear knows who I'll marry.
You can't marry Consolidated Chemical Industries.
Can't I?
Do you, John Webster, take Consolidated Chemical Industries to be your lawful wedded husband?
I do.
And do you, Consolidated Chemical Industries, take John Webster to be your lawful wedded wife?
Good evening, Lady Bellinger.
Everything's arranged, everything's arranged, everything's arranged, everything's arranged. Charged to your account, madam, of course.
Perfect fit, perfect fit,
Madam,
perfect fit.
fine. We'll send it, madam. We'll send it, madam.
500 guineas, 500 guineas.
You, madam. Thank you, madam.
Lady Bellinger's car.
You take the high road and I'll take the low road and I'll be in Scotland afore ye. Next station, Gretna Green. You're over the border now.
Glasgow Central.
Oh! Yes?
He's a gentleman to meet you, and the station master's with him.
Miss Webster,
Yes.
I'm McAllister.
How do you do?
This is Mr. Tinney.
How do you do?
It's a grand day.
It is.
You'll need all your time to get to Buchanan Street. Come here.
Webster. I'm David McBrain's agent. That's a fine day.
Webster.
How do you do, Captain?
Yes, yes. I had a letter about you from Mr. Leith. It is your first visit to the Isle.
Yes, it is.
It is a sublime day.
Miss Webster,
Yes?
be getting in quickly out of the rain. It's a pity about the day. An hour ago it was very pretty. Ah, but it never stays fine for long in the Isles. You will soon get used to it. Are you for Killoran, Miss Webster?
Yes. Is it far to Port Headache?
Quite a step if you walk. Only 40 minutes if you have a car. And you have a car. Port Eric is down yonder behind the trees. That is my castle, the ancient home of the MacLeans of Eric.
Where do they live now?
Down there in Eric House. Ah, but they'll all be dead now or in New Zealand. There will only be Katrina MacLean.
Is anyone allowed in the castle?
Oh, yes, anybody can go in, except the lairds of Killoran. There's a curse on them.
What sort of a curse?
If they should ever set foot across the threshold, man, they say it's a terrible strong curse.
Oh, machine!
Hear-ee!
I'd better go down.
Will I take them for you?
Oh, no, thank you. I can manage.
I'd better wait a wee while. Rory Moore may not be willing to cross over to Killoran in this weather.
Oh, no, my fiancé's coming over to fetch me.
Oh, so the rich gentleman in spectacles is your fiancé?
Yes.
She'll stay nice, do you tell me? Well, well, 1,000 blessings on you both.
Thank you.
But in a fog like the one that's coming up, your fiancé won't see any better with 6 pairs of spectacles than with 1.
Goodbye.
Vienach lech.
Good evening.
Oh. Bad luck, no crossing today.
But isn't that the boat from Killoran?
No,
And if she was, it is not today she'd be getting back, my lady.
that's the ferry boat. Pity you didn't keep Ian's car, that's why I was shouting.
But we didn't understand. Why should I keep it anyway?
To go back to Tobermory and spend the night in a comfortable bed.
But I intend to spend the night on Killoran.
Oh. Would you like to wait up at the house? I know the people.
Thank you. But it's been arranged for the boat to meet me here, and I'd better be here to meet it.
Good. It's the big house up the brae. Hier mee se vet nou, Rodrigo.
Fisker mag, Killoran.
Hier kom je maar, hè?
Wie we vergelen, Killoran?
Is that Gaelic you're talking?
Yes, my lady. What would it be but the garlic?
What's that noise?
That would be the seals singing,
The seals?
Yes, yes, they like the warm, foggy weather.
If my boat doesn't come, will you take me?
No, I will not, my lady.
Port Eric, 5:15 p.m. A motorboat from Killoran will meet Miss Webster.
Good evening. I'm looking for the house.
You'll see a wee gate. Up the brae.
Thank you.
May I be the first to welcome you to these marble halls, young lady?
I was just going down to get you. Come on in. We've lit the fire. You met the Colonel, I see.
I've had that exceptional pleasure. My name's Barnstable.
Colonel Barnstable, the greatest hawk trainer.
Falconer, my dear Torquil.
The greatest falconer in the Western Isles.
In the world, old boy.
Katrina's out. She's our hostess. She's no idea you and I are here, but she'll find a corner for us.
She's a grand girl, bless her heart, a grand girl.
I've known her since we were kids. She married an Englishman called Potts. He's in the Middle East and the kid's at boarding school. How's business, Colonel?
I got a new line now. Eagles. I've been training a golden eagle for 7 months.
An eagle? Hunting with it like a hawk?
Ha ha! That's shaken you.
Where is it? I'd like to see it.
Sorry, old boy, I lost him 4 days ago and I haven't got him back yet.
Where did you see him last?
On Gorry's Leap. I was trying with rabbits, and the blighter lost interest. Sailed off up Bentulloch and disappeared in a cloud. Every day I'm out after him. I've trodden that blasted mountain almost into the ground. But I'll get him back.
Katrina!
Here's the dear girl now.
Torquil!
Goumachree!
Hey, Gandour!
Mrs. Potts!
Catholics are harming.
Brown stuff, this Gaelic.
Still got those half-starved hounds? How on earth do you manage to feed them?
Oh, we live off the country. Rabbits, deer, a stray hiker or two. Oh, what you expect me to do? Eat them myself just when the strain's getting known? Look, boy. How's that for bone? Look at that head, eh? Torquil of Varlock, it's good of you to come and see an old bag like me. Good evening.
This is a fellow traveler to Killorn.
Oh. Oh, I see. Rory wouldn't take you over.
You're right, but I love you just the same. I came over on the midday bus just to see you. This is Miss,
Webster.
Miss Webster.
How do you do? How do you do? I'm sorry I didn't see you before. It's Torquil's fault. You'll stay here tonight, of course.
Well, I don't want to be any trouble.
Oh, it's no trouble at all. I haven't heard any intelligent female nonsense for months. Besides, there's nowhere else you could go. Oh, don't worry, you won't have to sleep on the floor. Though the men will. I don't know which way you came in, but I suppose you noticed the place was knocked about a bit.
Well, it did look a bit bleak.
Oh, it's no wonder. I've only just got rid of the boys.
What boys?
Well, the RAF, of course. I've had them for 2 years. 80 of them, no less.
But surely they'll compensate you for the damage.
Oh, yes, they've been very fair about that. Apart from trying to sell me their concrete foundations. But I wasn't having any. No, they'll pay a lump sum or do the place up as it was. After the war, of course.
Which are you going to take?
That's the question, Torquil, my boy. McLean versus Potts.
Up the McLeans! Pay no pass!
Pay no pass. Will you have a dram?
Certainly.
Help yourself. We'll get dinner. Unless and you mongrel leave those rabbits alone. We'll make a pie.
The Colonel says you're a dead shot these days.
My dear Torquil, I have a tip that'll improve your own shooting. After scrounging a few cartridges out of the local controller, find a sitting rabbit. Take aim. Say to yourself, if I don't shoot this rabbit, I don't eat. And you don't miss.
And she doesn't.
What's your other name? Joan. Mine's Katrina. Can you skin a rabbit?
Swanjiva.
Bung-ho.
That's a queer girl.
What do you young chaps know about girls?
Nothing, not a thing.
Then you know as much as I do.
Taming a woman must be worse than taming an eagle.
Can't be done, old boy. It can't be done. How's the war treated you?
Not bad. Saw a bit of the world.
Been home much?
Not for 4 years.
Staying long?
8 days.
Not much.
There's a right way and a wrong way to skin a rabbit. I only know the wrong way.
Colonel, you're wanted.
On parade! Hear any bells, either of you? But I thought for a moment it was the old boy. Back again.
Colonel!
Right!
What did he think he heard?
His eagle.
Little odd, isn't he?
Who isn't?
Oh, it's Killorn. It looks huge.
6 inch to the mile. If the wind gets up, it'll soon blow the fog away.
Sounds as if it is.
Are you staying long on the island?
A few days.
Know anyone there?
Mm-hmm.
It's a fine island.
I know.
Been there before?
No, but I've heard all about it. You know it well?
I've known it for 29 years.
I shouldn't have thought you as old as that.
4 years older.
Are you staying on the island?
I've got 8 days leave. I want to spend it there.
You know Sir Robert Bellinger?
No, I've never met him.
Does he know you're going to Kaloran?
No. Do you know him?
Very well.
Nice chap.
The nicest.
Oh. I'd like to meet him.
Well, you're bound to, aren't you, on a small island like Kaloran?
Oh, it's not so small.
Well, I heard that you could walk from one end to the other of it in an hour and a half.
Well, I suppose you can if you want to, but who wants to? There are better things to do.
Such as?
Shoot grouse, fish for salmon, bathe in Kaloran Bay, picnic at Pig's Paradise.
Where's that?
On the North Shore. There's an eagle's eyrie there on Wijnvrecht. I promised to take the colonel.
Oh, so the colonel's going too.
Yes, he's got a permit from Bellinger.
So one does need a permit.
In wartime for ordinary visitors, but I'm staying with the factor. He's got a house on the west side.
The Kaloran house is near the lake, isn't it?
The loch, yes.
Who is it?
It's me. I've just been outside. It's much clearer. With luck, we'll be able to cross in the morning.
Oh, thanks for telling me.
See you in the morning.
Good night.
Good night. You can see the trees now. In half an hour, you'll be able to see the shore.
In half an hour, I shall be asleep.
There's a grand view of Kaloran from here, the northeast end. At sunrise, the light shines on the sands of Belnahad Bay. With a glass, you can make out the people walking about. Have you got a match or a lighter? Thanks. Thank you. Are you engaged?
Yes. I'm going to be married on Kaloran.
It's an honor for Kaloran. Well, may your pulse beat as your heart would wish.
Thank you.
Is it to be soon?
Tomorrow, weather permitting.
Have you got any beams in your room?
Yes? Why?
Count them before you go to sleep and your wish will come true.
As easy as that.
Only the first night under the roof.
People in modern houses don't know what they're missing. Good night.
I warn you, it doesn't work if you don't believe in it.
Please, Lord, don't let the wind drop and let it blow the fog away. Webster?
Good morning. Your counting beams certainly works.
The trouble is, you wish too hard.
Why? What's the matter?
We've had a gale warning.
Well, what will that mean?
Rory Moore will tell you.
How long will the gale last? Oh, just as long as the wind blows, my lady.
It can last for a day, it can blow for a week.
It looks so near. In half an hour we could be there.
In less than a second, you could get from this world into the next.
Can I speak to the island?
By radio from the Coast Guard post. Can civilians still use it, Rory?
Yes, yes.
Where is the Coast Guard post?
Tobermory.
Can we get a car?
No need. We can go by bus. Rory, we'll be at the Western Isles Hotel. I think perhaps we'd better move into the hotel. We're a bit of a strain on Katrina's household.
Oh, yes, of course.
All right, then. Breakfast? Oh, cheer up.
Oh, I'm all right.
Very difficult.
Crazy!
It was a compromise. Post office wanted it up the hill, Katrina down below.
But why just here?
It was a dry summer when they put it here. They forgot that when it rained... Hello? It's all right. You have a big room.
What about you?
Oh, I have a small one.
Now's my chance to see the castle. I suppose you've been inside hundreds of times.
No.
Haven't you really? Well, you coming in now?
No, I don't think so.
But you needn't be afraid of the curse that's on the castle.
What have you heard about that?
Well, I know that it's upon the lairds of Kaloran. I don't know whether the wives, or rather the future wives of the lairds are involved. But I'll risk it. Coming?
I'd better introduce myself. I am MacNeil of Kaloran. And I am the Laird of Kaloran. Sir Robert Bellinger has only rented it for the duration.
I see.
There's not much difference. It's his for the time being, anyhow.
Are you afraid?
My father never entered Moy Castle, nor did my grandfather or his father, and nor will I.
How on earth can you stand it? Aren't you curious?
No, it's always been like that. Shall we go?
Excuse me, sir. Are you not MacNeil of Kaloran?
Yes.
Oh, Custer Hamish. I knew you when you were a boy, Kaloran. Knew your father well. My wife is from the island, from Racebui. Katie Clark.
Katie Clark. Then you're John McAllister.
Yes, yes, you have your father's memory, Kaloran.
And are you back for good, Kaloran?
Only a week's leave.
Oh, dear, dear.
But it won't be long now.
Ah, no, indeed.
I'm waiting for the boat. How is everybody on Kaloran?
Well, now. They're fine. They're very fine.
My son was after telling me about the rich man on Kaloran, him that is your tenant, Kaloran. Like a little king he is.
Yes, yes. My wife's second cousin, Hector McCodrum, was working up there the entire spring on a swimming pond he was building.
A swimming pool.
Oh, Gunya, what foolishness! And the whole wide open sea to be swimming in.
Aye, and the loch.
Money spent is money earned.
Ah, yes, yes. My wife's second cousin was not complaining. Pete does not fall from an empty creel.
He has no care of money, the rich man of Kaloran. He brings salmon with him from the mainland, and the water's here full of salmon.
Who is fishing for salmon on Killoran?
But who would be fishing when there's no one to be buying?
So he would have to start buying before anyone would start fishing.
But can he now fish for himself?
No, he cannot. He has the finest tackle from Glasgow, but the fish don't know him.
Yes, yes. The fish do not know him. No.
What are all the guns for?
Ah, we're losing lambs. There's an eagle being seen.
Aye, a golden eagle.
I could hardly wish them good hunting.
Hardly.
You didn't mind what they said.
I thought it was nonsense. Why shouldn't one build a swimming pool if one wants to? Personally, I like swimming pools.
Matter of taste.
Exactly. I also prefer to call up the fishmonger if I want to eat some salmon instead of wading about knee-deep in water waiting for salmon to pass by.
Really?
Really? The legend of Corrie-Vrecken?
It's the second biggest whirlpool in Europe. It lies northeast of Killoran, just off Scapa. Corrie means cauldron or whirlpool. Vrecken was a prince of Norway. He sought the daughter of the Lord of the Isles in marriage.
Hello, hello, hello. Hello, Polestar. Hello, Polestar. Hello.
Go on.
The Lord of the Isles refused to give away his daughter.
Because he was a Scotsman.
Except on one condition. Prince Vrecken must anchor his galley in Corrie-Vrecken for 3 days and nights.
What was the catch?
The catch was that he thought he would be drowned. It's a terrible place when the tide's running, whirlpools form, and you can hear the roar for miles. And that's true, you can hear it from Killoran.
I bet he anchored, though.
What he did was to go straight back to Norway. There, he asked the advice of the old men. They told him to take 3 anchor ropes. One of hemp, one of... Wait a moment, one of...
Flax?
Flax. Thank you, Mrs. Beaton. One of flax.
And you'll know well what the third rope was made of, Killoran.
Of course. The third rope was made of the hair of maidens who were faithful to their lovers.
Go on.
The maidens willingly gave their tresses, and Prince Vrecken sailed for the Hebrides. The first night, the hemp rope broke. The second night, the rope of flax, Mrs. Beaton's rope, broke. The third rope held fast. The third night...
Hello, Tobermory. Hello, Tobermory. Isle of Killoran speaking. Isle of Killoran speaking. Over to you. Over.
Hello, Killoran. Hello, Killoran. Tobermory speaking. Tobermory speaking. Tobermory speaking. Miss Webster's here to talk to Sir Robert Bellinger. Stand by, please. Stand by, please. In there, my dear.
Hello, Robert? Joan speaking. I'm here in Tobermory. I had a very good journey. Isn't it a shame about the weather?
If you want Sir Robert to answer, say over to you.
Over to you.
Hello, my dear. Robert speaking. I'm glad to hear your voice at any rate. We're already here, ready and waiting, worse luck. Cartier delivered the ring, I hope. I hope you like it. I take it Hunter saw you off, over.
Of course, Robert. Everything was lovely. Is there anything the matter with your voice? Have you got a cold? Over.
Hello. No, I haven't got a cold. Why, sounds as if I had. Now listen, Joan, have you got a pencil? Write down a telephone number. You ready? 236, 236. You got it? It's the Robinsons' number. They've rented the castle at Sawn. Robinson's done a lot of work for me one way or another. He's one of the best. So is his wife. They're the only people worthwhile knowing around here. Ring them. They'll be glad to put you up. I'll be over to fetch you as soon as the gale blows out. Over.
Hello, Robert. I've got the number and I'll phone them, but I'd rather stay in a hotel. You don't mind, do you? Over.
You like, my treasure. Do just as you like. I say, Joan, Major Foster, McNeil's factor's here beside me. He's waiting to talk to Mr. McNeil. Is he there? I thought he was in the army. Over.
Hello, Robert. He's here and he's in the Navy. Well, goodbye, Robert. I hope to see you tomorrow. Over.
Cheerio, my pet. It'll be a quiet wedding. But full of surprises, I promise you. Chin up. You can always ring 236. This gale can't blow forever. Goodbye. Goodbye. Go ahead, Foster.
Foster speaking. Hello, Killorn. It's good to hear you're back, even though you're stuck in Tobermory. Is there anything you want done? Over.
Hello, Foster. Tell Duncan that I expect the trout to jump into the creel and the game to perch on the end of my gun. I've read all your reports. I'm longing to talk things over. Pen a collect.
Slán levy, Killorn.
Goodbye, Tobermory. Over.
Goodbye, Killorn. Goodbye, Killorn.
How much is that, Mrs. Beaton?
Well, it's ninepence each, Killorn.
Oh, thank you very much.
Oh, well, naught can change that for you, Miss Webster.
Here you are, Mrs. Beaton.
I'll pay you back at the hotel.
Good. She wouldn't see a pound note from one pension's day to another.
People around here are very poor, I suppose.
Not poor, they just haven't got money.
It's the same thing.
Oh, no, something quite different. Any messages?
No, Mr. McNeil.
You go straight in.
Mr. McNeil,
Yes?
I want to ask you something.
Anything.
Do you mind if we sit at separate tables at lunch? You do understand, don't you?
Of course I don't mind. We are strangers, not even properly introduced.
Yes, but you understand why I am asking you.
I think you're the most proper young lady I've ever met.
I take that as a compliment. Please, God. Please, let the gale drop. I must get over to the island tomorrow. You'll know that I must.
The wind's shifting all the time. It's gone from southwest right round to northwest since daylight. Where is it now? Blowing through every point of the compass at once. Rory says that if it settles in the northwest, but you know all that better than anybody. Poor beggar. I bet you're fed up to the gills.
Oh, it's all right. I'm a patient man. I can wait. Now listen, Colonel, you're going to get into trouble.
Eh? Blast the waterfall. Speak up, there's a good chap. What? Big bird, my foot. It's my eagle.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. They're after it with shotguns.
Ignorant clods. If they touch a feather of old Torquil, I'll gore 'em. I've christened him Torquil. You don't mind, do you, dear chap? He reminds me of you.
Oh, thanks. What?
As to this outrageous accusation, I shall refute it. If lambs are listening, 10 to 1 it's a fox or a wild cat.
Well, I don't know anything about that.
Every village bumpkin firmly believes the eagles carry off school children with satchels on their backs, bullocks, anything. Absolute poppycock.
Talk it over with Katrina. Don't do anything rash and ring me tomorrow. Hello, Piggy.
It's an awful pretty day, Killorn.
It is. Is Miss Webster about?
She's away.
Away? Where?
She was away in Ian Joseph's car before 8 o'clock. She went to Eric. Then she came back here. She used the telephone, and she was away in the car again.
family will be down in a moment, madam.
Hello. What's your name?